This is ShadowQuant, Market Brief, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Wednesday, June 10, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. The S&P 500 is under pressure ahead of the US CPI report, and the VIX is spiking to levels not seen since early 2024. Let's break down the pre-market moves.
The S&P 500 is at 737.5, down 0.29% on the day. The Nasdaq 100 is lower by 1.15% at 707.83, while the Dow Jones is up 0.1% at 509.41. The biggest gainers today are ZTM, up 24,254, 900%, ENA, up 11,269, 900%, and Bain, up 99, 900%. The biggest losers are TGIF, down 99.99% at $0.01, TCO, down 99.87% at $0.06, and AC, down 99.84% at $0.03. Sector rotation shows real estate leading with a 2.13% gain, followed by materials and healthcare. Energy and technology are lagging, down 1.61% and 1.85% respectively.
Cypher, what's the story on earnings and filings?
Core Scientific missed expectations in its latest results, but the details are still emerging. On the filings front, Legato Merger Corp., Roman 3, Rocket Companies, Aldera Therapeutics, Hut 8 Corp., and InMed Pharmaceuticals all filed 8Ks today. Dividend announcements include UIT at $0.17, AVD at $1.39, AVS at $0.45, UBND at $0.08, and AVI at $0.46. All ex-dates are June 9.
Pulse, what's the macroeconomic picture? The Fed funds rate is at 3.62%, with the 2-year Treasury at 4.15% and the 10-year at 4.56%. The yield curve is flat, with a 0.4 percentage point spread. That's a caution signal. Inflation remains above target, with CPI at 3.78% year-over-year and core PCE at 3.29%. The U.S. added 172,000 jobs in May, and the unemployment rate is at 4.3%. The dollar is strong at 120.8 on the trade-weighted index. Today's key event is the US CPI report. Expect volatility. Spectre, anything on the risk radar?
The VIX is at 18.92, down 2.59 from yesterday. No major credit downgrades or geopolitical disruptions reported. The market is watching the CPI and the Fed's stance closely.
Apex, what's the look ahead?
Watch the US CPI report for inflation signals. The S&P 500 is testing key resistance at 740, and the Nasdaq 100 is under pressure after a sharp drop. Tomorrow, the PPI and jobless claims will be key. The most important thing to watch: the Fed's response to inflation data and how it affects the yield curve.
If you're finding value in this analysis, support the project at patreon.com/ShadowQuant. Patrons get early access to every episode, weekly AI analyst scorecards, and daily intelligence briefs. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, hit that follow button and leave a rating. It helps more traders discover the show. We appreciate you. This is an AI-generated market briefing by ShadowQuant. All information is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Market Brief. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.